Okay, going over the Bold Eagle application, there's four documents you have to fill out. The first one is going to be the Canadian Armed Forces employment application. You can read this first page. It'll tell you everything you need to know about applying for the program. Okay, the first page of the Canadian Armed Forces employment application, you're going to put your last name, your first name, telephone number, date of birth, place of birth, address, email address. Make sure this is legible. If it can't, just you can put it up here. Your email address. Can you call it work? Your cell phone, if in work number, if you have it. Okay, the official language is down here. English if required. English. Are you a citizen? Yes, you're a citizen. If you are First Nations in Canada. Have you resided in Canada continuous for the past 10 years? Normally that's going to be a yes. Have you been guilty of an offense under the Young Offenders Act? Whatever applies in your portion here. Okay, the employment interest down here at the bottom. It's you're going to be putting a check under reserve, primary reserve, Canadian Army for the Bold Eagle program. Okay, up at the top here, you're going to put non-commissioned member, and you're going to put Bold Eagle for your first choice. Now there's two other programs that we can suggest. Raven is in Esquimalt, BC. Black Bear is far east. So if you're going to want members of your family to come to the graduation, Raven is probably closer than Black Bear. Bold Eagle's in Alberta, BC. Okay, you can put your last name up here. And here, have you ever applied or do you currently have an application in the Canadian Forces? If yes, then put yes. You're going to fill out this part if it's applicable. Previous Canadian Armed Forces service and cadet experience. You'll know if you have a service number. If you don't have a service number, chances are it was just another type of program. Foreign military service, put that if it applies. And down here, the education and studies. This application is made for even people with degrees and stuff like that. So you just put whatever you have. If you're in grade 10, if you graduated, no. Number of years complete, well, 10. And presently attending high school, whatever it is, and then the school name, then where it is. Other studies, if you have WMIS or anything like that, you can put it down here. Okay, for this is the it goes over your work experience, your physical fitness, activities, interests, stuff like that. This is stuff that just helps you bring your application to the top of the pile because a lot of people fill out or apply for this program. So again, put your name up top, how many years you've done, and just fill out your job position, anything like that. Job title, you may not know. You can just put a descriptor of whatever name it is, and then from whatever date to whatever date and what type it was, part-time. Don't really feel too bad if you're a youth and you don't have a lot of job experience. They expect, or it is expected that you're just starting out, kind of thing. Physical fitness, sports, you can put anything you have here. Gym period. Normally, if you're still in school, it's going to be 5+ hours. Hiking, stuff like that, you can put there. Activities and interests, any after school clubs, music lessons, anything like that. So you go hunting, hiking, anything like that. Leadership experience, you can put for leadership, you're going to mainly have junior leadership if you're younger, you're applying for Bold Eagle. But if you're captain of the baseball team, or if you looked after anything like that, you ever led anything, you can put the experience there. And then during the interview, they'll might just ask you to expand on it. Okay, this is for collection purposes. You can read this portion here. Once again, name up top. Read this portion here. It's whatever applies to you. This stuff here, it's up to you, so it doesn't really matter. Gender, Aboriginals, people, based on the description. Are you an Aboriginal person? Yes. You don't have to be a treaty to fill this out. So you can fill that out. Visual minority, you can put yes for that. Okay, this one's a little bit is important, mainly because it depends on how old you are as to how you're going to fill it out. Name up top, you're going to put your name here. You're applying for Bold Eagle. Bold Eagle is under the reserve force. And for the application, what I put, it is 20 years and 9 months of age, okay, and declared at wherever it was declared. So let's say this example was done in Regina, the province of Saskatchewan, the 15th day of February, 2020. This is going to be the name of your parent. Your parent's going to sign it, signature of your witness, if you were under 18 years of age. So here technically, this person wouldn't have to have their parent's signature. They could just sign here and date there. But since a lot of applicants are going to be under 18, they're going to need their parents' signature and the signature of the witness here. Then you're going to sign here. You're going to sign here, and you leave the rest blank. Okay, going on to the instructions for personal screening consent and authorization form. You can read this as well. Always read whatever you're filling out here. You're going to leave the top blank. You're going to go to the second part of it, and you're just going to fill it out. A lot of the same. So fill all this out. And here is going to be where you were born, and from to your present, or not from where you're born, where you're living, to present, from what date. And this goes back to either when you were 16 or 5 years. Okay, so you fill that out. You come here. You do the criminal convictions if any of it applies to you. And the top here. Okay, you're going to fill out your name again, date of birth, and you're going to put an X on the first three and your initials on those three there. You're going to read this here, you're going to sign it, and you're going to date it. And you're going to leave the rest here blank. Okay, this is if from this form here, if you would have had a lot of different addresses, you're just going to continue on this one here. Okay? So that's all this one is. And that is the last one for that. Okay, the pre-enrollment security clearance pre-assessment questionnaire. Once again, name, date of birth, place of birth. Are you a Canadian citizen? Yes. Do you have dual citizenship? As First Nations treaty, yes, we do have dual citizenship, and to the U.S. How long have you resided in Canada immediately to this application? A lot of us is going to be our entire time we're live for, so 20 years, 9 months is for this person on this application. To here, do you have immediate relatives currently residing outside of Canada? Yes or no, and if so, just put it there. Do you have foreign assets? This means, do you own like I don't know, a house somewhere in another country or anything like that? Chances are we're going to say no, so no to that. But if yes, you got to list it there, and then your signature and the time you signed it, and you leave the rest blank. Okay, the personal data verification form. Okay, once again, you're going to put your last name, your primary phone number, your email address. If you ever make a mistake, just cross it out and place it somewhere else. And the initial page is mainly just information on it. So it's going to talk about selecting your references. Okay, just read this portion here, and it'll tell you about your references. Okay. Okay, so you're just going to fill it out again. Gender, name, commonly name used, family name of birth, all other names, i.e. nicknames. These are just anything that could be on file somewhere. You don't, if your parents call you a different name, you don't have to put that there as a nickname. You can just put, if this person was named Christopher, but they commonly use Chris, that's kind of what it means. Date of birth, place of birth, country, Canada, Regina. Okay, now the address history is the same as the other form, so you're just going to have to fill it out here. So whatever street it is up into present. So from present, this is where I started from. So if there was another place, you would put this to this date here, and then from here, and then you just keep going from this to here, and you keep going down. Academic history, diploma, degree, anything like that, if you have it, place it in. Okay. Employment history, same thing. as the other one. It just has the date, end date. Could be present. So you just put present here, right there. Whoever the name of contact was, the position you held, they contact them if you can contact them as a reference. If you're going to use them as a reference, you can put them down here. A lot of us were just going to have teachers. So make sure you ask your references, and you're going to need a minimum of 3, and you're going to need some kind of contact info for them. References, what you can put for references will be in this form here, okay? So references are educational references, professional, personal references, a minister, clergyman, stuff like that. You have to know them for at least 5 years, continuous, or to the age of 16. So if you're 17, you just have to know them for 1 year, because just to the age of 16. If you're 20, then you have to know them for at least 4 years, up until when you're 16. Okay? And that is it. This video isn't made by the Canadian Forces, and if there's any errors in it, then I'll correct them as I go forward. But if you get the application up to this point and send it in to the closest Canadian Armed Forces Recruiting Center, your application will be looked after